is what I'm talking about, man. It's okay. Man, way to fill in for my boy His Eye. You know what I'm saying? It was not here today, but today is the day that we thought we were going to get yesterday, but we get today. And I'm sure all the fans want to get right to it. I see them powering up, getting all jacked up on Mountain Dew with the new plastic bowls and stuff that's over at over at the stadium. Not the stadium, at the practice
those utensils and stuff after the meal, right?
I'm like, bro, what analytic person said we're going plastic and we're going to make people wash dishes instead of just throwing away recyclable, disposable stuff? You know what I mean? But I can't wait to get to Garrett because I know that the fans want to hear from him and his outlook because, they're panicking a little bit. And some people are panicking. Some people understand, what, Monday was all about. Wish it could have went a better way, but it didn't. But it was a lot to be happy about. It was some to be concerned about. And, Garrett to sit here and give us his perspective. And I know that's what the fans really care about, not mine or yours.
Absolutely. So without further ado, we'll bring in our good buddy, of course, number 5.
Keep stalling. He's got to chew. Let him swallow.
He's good.
Y'all good.
Let him swallow.
He's all good. And I had a chance. Garrett was one of my interviews for the pregame show last week. So second week in a row, I get a chance to sit here and talk to my guy.
Well, lucky you.
That's where he's my guy. He's from day one. I've known Garrett since he came in.
Hey, man, don't be saying my guy. He's my guy.
No, he's our guy.
Okay.
He's our guy.
There it is.
Indeed. Number 5, Garrett Wilson, who joins us in his weekly spot. G, Dan, and Bart. How are you, bud?
How y'all doing, man? Good to see y'all.
Kuda Matatos. Now, Monday didn't go the way that you guys wanted to. I mean, you guys had one great drive that kind of showed what this offense can be about. But what was it like to, one, get that experience on the road in a hostile environment with, a full game with Aaron Rodgers, which is a first for you. But also, what was it like to get a look at what a championship caliber team looks like and what you guys have to be ready for if you guys hope to get to the end of the season and be playing meaningful games?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those games we hoped we would have showed up and played better. But we do feel like we gained a lot from it as far as getting out there and having Aaron out there and being able to get through a full game with him and do some of those checks at the line and hear him in the huddle, throughout the, in a tough atmosphere. And like you said, that was a really good team and we know that, we got some ground to make up. That's where we want to be at the end of the season, which it is. So, it's our job now to go back to the drawing board after that week and figure out how we can be better.
How much of the rust was maybe because you guys haven't played in a live game situation? I know you guys had some really good scrimmages, but how much of that, slightly off a little bit on the fourth down play where the defender was able to get a hand on it, slightly a little bit inside, not maybe a little bit out, with the toe drag swag.
On the sideline.
Yeah, a little bit. How much of that was just kind of not really being in a real game and kind of, being able to kind of get that out of the way?
I don't know. I think, even last year when we come out week 1, it kind of, it's different when it's regular season, man. So, I don't attribute any of that to the preseason personally, but, you got to understand what comes with it when the guys don't play in the preseason. And also when you go out and play like that, it leaves it open for people to say what they want about that. So, that's the reality of it, but that's not the way I see it. But, yeah.
Just to build off that, Garrett, though, last week, one of the things you and I were talking about, and I asked you, the fact that you didn't play in the preseason, did you have to alter your prep in any way to get ready for the real thing? Now that you have that first one under your belt, looking back, can you say, all right, I really benefited now from being out there with all of our guys as a first-team offense?
For sure. You gain a lot in that live action, especially on the road against a team that's been, at the top of the league for the last 5 years. If we don't bottle that up and find a way to get better each week because of it, we started off like that, which is everything you can ask for if that's how you want to finish, right? Against a team like that, to start the season off, see where you're at, know where you stack up early so that down the road you can be playing your best football. And that's what this league's all about. And it's our job to go make that happen.
You had to be chumping on a bit, on the sideline just to get some opportunities. For the first time, you witnessed something for the first time you probably haven't witnessed since you've been in the league. You witnessed the defense struggle and 9 straight scoring drives. How frustrating was it for the offense not to be able to get more opportunities to try and get in a rhythm and try and get Brees going, try and get you going? But also, we know that it's a 15-play script, and then after that, you see how the teams are adjusting the stuff, and you guys really couldn't get into your offense and the game plan that you guys have put forth.
Yeah, it's just hard to get in a rhythm, man. When you're not out there on the field, able to gain intel play to play or after you convert on the third down. And I know from my position personally, it's a rep-based intel taking position. Every time that you go out there and you get to go against a DB, whether it's a run play or a pass play, you're figuring out ways to attack the DBs and how the shell rolls. And when you're not out there as much, it makes it harder to do that. All of a sudden they can change the look up every play. So we definitely felt that, but we got to do our job to sustain drives and keep our defense off the field and run the ball better. And, there's a lot of things that we're going back to the drawing board on as far as how we can help them because they are a top defense in the league. And regardless of what they did this past week, I feel like the way I see it, the offensive side of the ball, we owe them. We owe them for the last 2-3 years. I mean, that's the first time I ever seen anyone do what they did, the 49ers did to our defense. So, like I said, we owe them, man, and it's our job to go out there and play complimentary football.
With that being said, I don't know how much on a short week, how much film you guys watch, but, it's early in the season, so typically you got to watch some of it. How was that film session like? Man, we're just this close, and, we just got to get in rhythm a little bit, and, we got to learn how to play off of each other a little bit more, splits, timing, and all that type of stuff, depth of routes and all that nonverbal communication.
It was quick, man. It honestly was a quick film session because we didn't play a lot of the plays, and then all of a sudden you get to the last 15 plays. We're kind of in that sped up mode, and honestly, I think that's where we're playing our best football. When we can go out there and play fast and sling it around a little bit and make these defenses make adjustments on the fly. So watching it, there's definitely a lot to clean up, but there really wasn't a lot of plays, man. And on the contrary, I think, the defense was out on the field for 70 plays, so we definitely got to play our role in keeping that from happening, which, like I said, is just sustaining drives and converting on those third downs, on those fourth downs to be able to run more plays and be able to have more film to break down when the time comes. But, it's the first game of the year. It's a long season, man, and there's a lot to take from it.
Just to build off that point, Garrett, like you said, the lack of plays. And we know that there was a great disparity in favor of the 49ers. I mean, I think I saw something where there was a span of 51 plays in that game, and they ran 44 of the 51 plays. So you're spending, and you and the offense spending a lot of time on the sidelines. How difficult is it to stay loose? Because you're warmed up already, you've played in the game. Like, what do you do during that situation just to make sure that, hey, I still feel like I'm in the flow of the game, even though you guys aren't getting opportunities?
It's definitely difficult, but me personally, I never sit down. I ain't gonna fake it. I'll go back to the sideline, chop it up with the receiver coach, with the offensive coaches, with Aaron, right after the drive, and then I'm engaged. I'm watching the defense. I watch the whole game. That's kind of just how I've been wired, and that's how I am. I really feel like learning football and seeing it from both POVs is valuable. So that's how I go about it. But I think for me, it's more of just an intel thing. When you haven't been able to run that many routes, you all of a sudden more is put on each route, right? And you don't have that big sample size to know how exactly you want to attack a guy or how exactly you want to go about this next route. So that's the main thing for me personally. But yeah, man, you got to be ready for everything that can come with a football game. And that stat you just read off is crazy. I didn't know they 44 runs out of 51 plays is nuts, but that's kind of how it felt, watching it and seeing it. They were toting that thing, and we spent a lot of time over there on that sideline. So, because of that, we got to be that much more ready when our time is to be out there to go put points up on the board and know what's at stake, because this team's trying to milk the clock. This team's trying to run the ball out, and they're doing it well, So we got to hold our end of the bargain.
We just passed the halfway mark of this interview. So, I'll try and turn the page to this week, a short week. The great thing about getting recognition and being able is you got the spotlight on you, and everybody expects a lot from you this year, and you expect a lot from yourself. But also, with that being said, yesterday, I'm sure the Titans, went through their install, and probably enemy of the state or enemy of Tennessee, number one or number two was probably you. This week, you're going to get a top-notch corner. I know you go against top-notch corners in practice every day. But how are you adjusting to the fact that, you're going to get Ladarius Sneed? Last week you had Ward. You guys did some creative stuff, putting you. I love the inside slot fade. Aaron Rodgers is a master of that. I'm sure you guys have the communication. If the DB's over the top, back shoulder. If the DB's underneath, keep going, hit your head on the goalpost. But with that being said, how much are you looking forward to another opportunity just so you can try and get that nasty taste out of your mouth from what happened on Monday Night Football in a big spot?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I know the whole locker room feels the same way. We got another opportunity against a good team, and for me personally, a good DB group. And yeah, man, the mindset's got to be let's go at them. We can't shy away from anything. We got to have the mindset that we can be the reason we win the game. As far as the receiver group, and I know that's how we feel. So, Aaron's got his feet wet. We all got our feet wet first time playing together, and now we'll have some more confidence and feel good about us that can help us, hopefully go out there and do what we're supposed to do, man. Because this past week that wasn't it.
How happy were you for Lazard? He's taking a lot of flack. People were calling for his head to be, traded and saying he's not living up to the contract. And I think you really saw the history that him and Aaron Rodgers had with each other, the nonverbal communication, the broken plays. Aaron, I think it's been 8 times or 18 times that Aaron Rodgers has scored touchdowns on broken plays. And it didn't fall short on the people that watched him is because of the connection that these guys have had. How important is he to the wide receiver room? And if he can get going, and then Mike Williams can get healthy, what type of unit can this receiver room be?
Yeah, I mean, seeing Allen out there doing what he does, especially back out there with 8, that's what he came here for, man. He came here to play with 8. The reality of it is no one has looked good in our offense the last 2 years. So no one's been able to play to their potential. No one's been able to do what they do, and I think you saw that last year with Allen, but just his comfortability level with 8. And I know in this receiver room how important he is for us and the young guys, especially initially when he first got here, to be that mouthpiece that has played with Aaron before and been the guy that can relay these messages and know exactly what Aaron wants. So seeing him do what he does, man, and go out there and just play fast, make some plays and catch a tug, one from Tyrod, one from Aaron is that's the Allen that we know and we got to see through training camp. And yeah, I'm confident that you're going to keep that rolling because we do have a good group and we do push each other and Mike will be out there and he'll be ready to go as well. But having guys like Allen is instrumental to, our success as a room when you have someone like 8 who likes to do a lot pre-snap and has these certain things that, if you haven't played with them before, it can be confusing. It can be overwhelming. So having someone like that in the receiver room at all times is valuable.
And having somebody like that in the production, right, when Allen plays like he did, and we know Mike is still coming back from the injury and he's on a pitch count, essentially, that's just going to make your job a lot easier because it's going to open up opportunities for you if the opposing defenses have to key on these other guys. So once everybody gets rolling here, this offense could indeed take off, and that's what the plan is here, right?
No, that's exactly the plan. We feel like we got good pieces everywhere. It's a complementary game, and the more I do, the more, Mike can do. The more Mike does, the more I can do, and Allen and vice versa, Brees, all that. So, things are going to open different things up for each other. And it's our job to, exploit all that, but get us all rolling. Get us all rolling out there doing what we do best and finding ways to get us involved.
3 games in 10 days to start the season, or 10 or 11 days, whatever it is. You got the first one out of the way. You had the cross-country flight. Now you're back on a short week, getting ready for this opponent, another road game. And then after that, it's going to be even a shorter week for the home opener on the Thursday night. Have you had to change anything in particular, recovery-wise, getting ready for these games because you have so many in a short window?
Yeah, I know. Me personally, I'm putting the emphasis on feeling good on Sunday. On game day, whatever it may be, Sunday, Thursday, Monday. I know we got all the cards these first 3 weeks. So definitely going about my prep the right way, and then just making sure that I'm ready to roll. When game time comes.
Essentially that turns into a mini bye. So what looks like something that could be tough can turn into be a blessing because then you're able to be able to get it out of the way when you're fresher while other teams are going to be banged up and doing it on a short week. But with that being said, in the next probably 4 games, you guys are going to be favored. And I know you have to look to this game. right? Because the most important game is the next game in this week, any given Sunday. Tennessee was up on Chicago, and a young quarterback made some mistakes and let them get in the game. But I guess what I'm asking is, you guys are going to be favored for the next 4 games, and then you're going to have a matchup against a team, another test like the test you guys had the first week. How much do you think that learning from playing in a hostile environment against a Super Bowl caliber team is going to prepare you for the game that you're going to have in a couple of weeks? And how do you get there and make sure that, when you get there, that game is a meaningful game by, doing what, everybody expects you guys to do, and that's to run off 4 straight?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel like starting the way we started with playing a team like that on the road and taking the loss the way we did, it can be valuable if you go about your prep and attack it the right way, following that. And that's definitely our mindset. I can't even say I know who we play 4 weeks from now. I know we play Tennessee this week, and that's our focus. And, every week we got to find a way to get better, find a way to build on what we did the previous one, because this league, it doesn't stop, man. And every week you got to go out there and be ready to play. Otherwise, you're going to get exposed. So, that's my mindset. I feel like that's all the guys' mindset. Everything's on Tennessee right now, and they got a good group. Like I said, the DB room over there is good, and they built a really good room of veterans, and we're excited to see how we stack up with them, man.
Up until now, it's only been practices, joint practices, the scrimmages and that type of thing, really in over a year with Aaron since he's been here. What was the experience like for you to finally have him as your quarterback for an entire game?
Yeah, I mean, it was special, especially the start of the game and just, knowing that we're on the road playing back where I think he's from, somewhere around there. So just seeing him take it all in and, just knowing that everything's on the table with him. You're never out of the game. You're never out of it, truly. It was awesome, man. So truly, you just gotta just keep getting better. Keep getting better, because he's a special talent, special player, and someone that's fun to play with.
I always talk about, you're shredded up like a Julian salad. You know what I'm saying? Flint Steel and sex appeal, right? I guess the peoples out there want to know. They want to know, like, what's the deal with the old Boomer Esiason sleeves, man? Everybody's wondering. They're noticing that you have it. Tyreek Hill has it. Sauce has it. Is that the new trend coming back? What's old is new and what's new is old?
It might be. I know personally, I wanted mine last year. I had to talk to Vito a few times about why it took so long for it to get done. And
he gave you crap right back, right? Sometimes you just gotta ask.
Vito hilarious, man.
Sometimes you have to ask Vito, what did the 5 fingers say to the face? You know what I'm saying? Just hit him with that smack.
Oh, you're going with that now, huh? All right.
You're funny.
I've had to do it a couple times, Vito, so I understand.
That's my drip, man. That's how I want to go about it. I don't want anything holding my arms from being able to get to a pass or keeping my arms too tight. I just want to feel like I got a T-shirt on and I'm playing football. At the end of the day, it's the result. We lost the game, so all of a sudden people looking at the sleeves and all.
But how you gonna get the ladies what they want? How you gonna get the ladies what they want, man? They want to see the guns.
It's never been about them, man.
You got curls for the girls, tries for the guys. You're trying to intimidate those guys. Like, hey, man, I'm gonna stalk block the hell out of you. But if they can't say you try something, you can't do the mental warfare.
All I'll say on that is the real no. I got a few people that have reached out to me and be like, hey, bro, yeah, I like that. And you got people in my, comments and change the sleeve. That they just like what they used to. It's the world we live in, the society we live in. So something different throws some people off, and that's just the reality of it. But the real no. The real no.
I like the throwback look. You didn't have the sleeves when you played? That was gone already, or you just tucked them under the pants?
Hey, man, listen. We had linebacker grease. We called it LBG. I'm not gonna listen. You gonna see this gun work. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody going night. Some people get scared. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you see me now. You didn't see me when I was all about curls for the girls and tries for the guys. You know what I'm saying? It was something to be scared of. And back in the day, I also had that pregame. Got it all pulled up. You're gonna see all 4.5 of these abs.
The intimidation factor.
All four and a half of these.
I still like the ass a little bit. Yeah, I like that.
Well, I don't know about the curls for the girls or anything like that here. I think Jet fans would be satisfied with a victory this week down in Tennessee. So, Garrett, I think that's what you guys certainly have in the cards as well. We always appreciate you hopping on, my friend, and go get them this week in Tennessee, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, man. I look forward to talking to y'all next week.
All right, Garrett.
Well, not Dan,
just me.
Just me.
Yeah, just him.
Because you're
I'll see him
I'll
tomorrow.
see Dan in the meantime.
I'll see him tomorrow.
No, because you're my guy.
He's our guy.
My guy.
He's our guy. He's
Nah,
our guy.
hilarious, man. Y'all take care.
G.
Garrett Wilson. Whoa! What a catch!